Okay. Now let's check at the moments at the here is some significant terms as we could see. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Well, according with titles, yes. Today we are roasting here our honorable feminist girl, Esperanza Casteleiro, Liamazares. And now, let's check at the months. Who is she? Yes, well, Esperanza Casteleiro Liamazares is the women's to be director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers. And now, what is the today's topics? In that cases, here today's topic is illegal Bangladeshi immigrants on Spain. And now, let's check out the more points. And here we can see Casteleiro CNI. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Here we can here I would show you just one point. Well, now who is she? In this cases, is the women's to be here. Esperanza Casteleiro Liamazares. The women to be director of what's the director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers. And now let's check at the points. What was the probable reasons that she would invite Bangladeshi illegal immigrants on Madrid, the Spanish capital city, where the original populations of Spanish capital city would be 5.6 millions. Now let's check at the moments what's going on. And now in this cases here is the terms. Well, and now let's check it. This tense dot 2. Okay. Now here we could see it contains some several all times that would be 2 minutes or 3 minutes. For that, here we can see these moments. But now here we got the backs. Okay. Now in this cases here it is the shortest way. Here departure is Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. Okay, it is the departure to be Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. And now, well, Dhaka, Bangladesh. And what is the arrivals? Our arrival is Madrid, the capital city of Spain. And now let's find the calculations. And here it would record some 1 moment. Yes. And now here is the shortest routes here as the driving routes. Now, well, here is the distance between Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, and Madrid, the Spanish capital city, would be as a driving distance to be 11,107 kilometers, 870 meters. As a round figure, that would be here 12,000 kilometers. And now, in these cases, okay. Now, here is the moments, and now here is the terms. What is now let's take at the moment first. What is the target of what is the target of Esperanza Casteleiro Liamazares to bring the illegal Bangladeshi immigrants here? Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares set the target to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants into where? Into the Madrid, the Spanish capital city. Now, in this cases, what is the real populations of Spanish capital city? That would be almost 5.6 million original Spanish living in Madrid. And now, there is the moment. Somehow, when Spanish living in Madrid, I mean Madrid residential Spanish would be pro-nationalist. They would be against the anti-national Spanish governments. And now this is the point that is concerning for Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares, because the original Spanish populations are the Christian Spanish populations. And now, in these cases, well, Christian Spanish populations to be pro-nationalist and Madrid residentials would be remains in the 100% residential in Madrid. Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares cannot state any significant decision that would be against the Spanish sovereignty, particularly Spanish communist sovereignty. Although it would be Spanish communist sovereignty, but that is Spanish sovereignty, and here that would be the clear cut the points. Yes, the plan of, I mean the fraction of the plan of Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares is only to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants from Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital cities, where arrival is Madrid, the Spanish capital city. And now in this case the moments. Now here is the points to be noticed. Well, one Bangladeshi illegal immigrants car would contains here 4 passenger seat and 1 driver seat. And now here is the question that what is the population of cars to bring here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants? That is the significant questionable points. Okay. And now here we can see that would be the significant terms. Well, and here is the calculations at the moments. What is 11.2 million to be divided by 4? Well, that would be here 2.8. That means here we can here would be 2.8 million Spanish car under the command of Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants from departure country to be Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, and arrival country to be Madrid, the Spanish capital city. Okay, now here is the points. Now let's get the moments. Here we can see. Here I would discuss. It is just in lowest driving routes. Okay. Now as a lowest velocity, here we could notify here velocity of the car to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be here. Once that would be almost 12,000 kilometers per second. And now in these cases, here is the moments. What is the reasons? And here I would ready to mention you the points. Okay, but I would wait for 1 minute. And now in these cases, here is the points to be noticed. Okay, now my other is yes. Now here Now here we can see, now repeatedly here the significant disturbance. Well, Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, departures and arrival is Madrid, the capital city of Spain. And now let's check at the points. That would be almost, well, 12,000 kilometers. And here velocity would be, lowest velocity would be 12,000 kilometers per second of a car to carry 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants, well, from Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, to Madrid, the Spanish capital city. And now, in this cases, here is the points that would be here notifiers. When your driving route is 12,000 kilometers, then what is the meaning of the velocity to be 12,000 kilometers per second? And now, in these cases, here is the times that can be notified at the points. Well, here we can see this the significant moments to be notified. Here, when velocity would be 12,000 kilometers per second, here meaning of the distance to be 12,000 kilometers means, as here driving timing would be 1 second. And now here we can see the points. Well, what is the date? The date is August 9, 2026. It is the date of August 9, 2026. And now let's check at the moments. Well, departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, August 9, 2026, and arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, August 9, 2026. As in arrival times would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past. And now, here we can see the response. As the lowest velocity we have discussed here, velocity we have discussed travel time. And now, let's discuss the what is would be the kinetic energy to calculate the kinetic energy of the 2.8 million Spanish car to bring 11.2 million Bangladeshi illegal Bangladeshi immigrants from departure time would be Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, and Madrid, the Spanish capital city. And now, here we can see the points. So now let's check at the moments. Well, now what is the when the travel time is 1 second? Here, what is the definition of velocity? The definition of velocity is only to calculated this driving distance. Is definition of driving velocity is only to calculate the driving distance in travel time to be 1 second. And now here we can see the points, and in these cases, accordance with the method of Isaac Newtonian kinetic powers, here kinetic power is always the kinetic energy, and hence what is the when the travel time is 1 second. Now in these cases, when travel time is 1 second, the equations of kinetic energy is always half of weight of 2.8 million Spanish car multiplied by distance square. Okay. Now here is the parts. What is half of weight of 2.8 million Spanish car? That is the complete weight of 1.4 million Spanish cars. Hence the equation is 1.4 million, the complete weight of 1.4 million Spanish car complete weights multiplied by distance square. Now what is the distance? That is, well, 12,000 kilometers. Now what is 12,000 kilometers? meters, that is 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meters. Hence, the distance square is 144 multiplied by 10 to the power meter squares when travel time is 1 second. Hence, the travel time square is always 1 second squares. Well, and here travel time cube is always 1 second cube. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. What is the complete weight of 1.4 million Spanish car to carry the 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants? Now that would be almost, well, 2.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 cube kilograms, and that is here 28 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 kilograms. Okay, and now here we can see here is the points to be noted. Well, now in this cases, what is the calculations of 2 kinetic force Spanish car to bring 11.2 million Bangladeshi illegal immigrants from Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, to Madrid, the capital city of Spain. Here is the points. That is always here we calculated as an, well, 2.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 kilograms. I have got 2.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 multiplied by 144 multiplied by 10 to the power 12. And now here is the questions. What is 12 sum by 8, that is 20. And here hence the calculations begins 28 multiplied by 144 multiplied by 10 to the power 20. Okay, and now here you can see that is the question as the points. Well, here we could see there's this significant terms that would be notified. Okay, now in this cases, what is 28 multiplied by 144? In that cases, here 28 multiplied by 144 is 4032. That means in this case the points, well, now here we can see for here kinetic force of 28 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 Spanish car to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants has to be kinetic power to be here 4032 multiplied by 10 to the power 20 watts. That means it is almost, well, 403.2 quadrillions megawatts. And the travel time is 1 second, and driving distance is, well, 12,000 kilometers. And in these cases, here is the point. That is the significant sovereignty concern for the Madrid, the Spanish capital cities. And now, here we can see here is the points. And now, in these cases, I am ready to mention that what is the benefits of Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants in Madrid, the capital city of Spain. Now here we can see. Now, now here is the significant points. Now we can. What is the points that illegal 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would require Sharia law for Spain? Hence, and that is the significant points. Now we know what is the Sharia law? Well, now here we can see the Sharia law is a significant law that would be followed in accordance with Islam. And now let's take this. What is the negative parts of Sharia law in Spain? Now here we can see this moments as in demonstrations. Here is in Spanish automobile company owners. He would contest almost net worth to be 1 billion United States dollars as a net worth. And now here is the points. He contains 5 sons and 1 daughter. And now that here is the significant parts that what would be dangerous moments of when 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be Madrid residentials accordance with the permissions of Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares. And here we can see in this cases Spanish Christian father contains the automobile company network to be 1 billion United States dollars, and he contains 5 sons and 1 daughter. And now here is the cases that would be the significant points. Well, among the 5 Spanish sons of the following Spanish Christian fathers, well, according with Spanish Christian law, here would be 1 son would be inheritance of 1 father's net worth to be 1 billion United States dollars, and here we can see the rest of 4 sons and 1 daughter can get nothing. And who would be the 1 son? Here 1 son would be the person that who is capable to contain knowledge about automobile business, and hence that here Spanish cars velocity would be 297,000 kilometer per second or 12,000 kilometer per second. And now that is the significant parts to be notified. Okay. Now in this cases here that is here and the rest of 4 sons and 1 daughters out of 5 sons and 1 daughters who contains no knowledge about automobiles companies, automobile business, or the less knowledge of the automobile business, they cannot get nothing, but they can contest the caretaking moments by the 1 inherited sons, where 1 inherited sons contains the most knowledge about automobile business to establish here 1 billion United States dollars. That is the points of the Spanish Christian law. But now here we can see here is the significant points. Well, what about here Islamic Sharia law? What is Islamic Sharia law? In that cases, Islamic Sharia law is very different, as we could see. Where and somehow here we could say the Islamic Sharia law contains the significant negativity. Now, why I am saying this? Well, according with Islamic Sharia law, here a Spanish father has to distribute his automobile business network to be 1 billion United States dollars to here 11 fractions, where 10 fraction for 5 sons and 1 fraction for 1 daughters. Okay. Well, and now this is the definition of communism, where Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares is the communist woman to be director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers. And that is the dangerous moment at the points. Now coming to the discussion about Islamic Sharia in Spain, where residence is Madrid, the Spanish capital city. And now in this case the moments. Now here is the points to be noted. Well, accordance with Surah Nisa, ayat number 11, it is clearly statement that here one son inheritance double than one daughter's. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Father's net worth is $1 billion United States dollars, distributed in 11 fractions between 5 sons and 1 daughters. Now let's check is what are the moments. What is the result of 1 out of 11 fractions of the father's net worth to be $1 billion United States dollars? That is the dangerous points to be notified. And now, in this cases, here is the moments. Well, that would be the significant dangerous points. 1 billion is 10 to the power 9. Well, that can be divided by words. 11 fractions. Now, we can see these points. Well, each fraction contains here 90 millions 909,000 well 91 United States dollars as the moments. Now hence when Spanish daughters is the 1 daughters out of the 6th child of the fathers with the net worth of $1 billion United States dollars. Here 1 daughters can get 90,909,091 United States dollars. Okay. Now let's check the points. The rest of the now what is rest of $1 billion United States dollars where 1 daughters can get here 90 millions 909,091 United States dollars. That would be here. Well, that is the significant points. That would be 909 millions 90,909 United States dollars can be distributed in almost 10 sons. I have distributed into 5 sons. And now let's check at the moments. That can be divided by 5. Now let's check it. What is the inheritance of 1 son? Here 1 son's inheritance is here 181 millions 818,181.8 United States dollars as the inheritance of what? That is the inheritance of here 1 Spanish sons. Here we can see these points and here is the result that why 5 sons can get the inheritance of 909,090,909 United States dollars. And now that is the dangerous moments. Okay. Now in these cases, here is the terms to be notified. Well, here we can see among the 5 sons, here is the 1 son who contains the most knowledge about the automobile business of his Spanish father. Well, and the rest of the 4 sons contains probably less knowledge about and less skill to start the father's automobile business. And here daughters contains no skill, no knowledge about automobile business, but still here is the significant irony is Here, daughter, accordance with Spanish Islamic law, here daughter contains 90 millions 909,091 United States dollars without any automobile knowledge and without any automobile business skill is where father's net worth is 1 billion United States dollars. And here one son to be less skilled, less knowledgeable of automobile business contain the inheritance of 181,888,181.8 United States dollars, and the most high skill and the most knowledgeable son can get the same amounts to be 181 millions 100 I mean 889,181.8 United States dollars, and that is the Sharia inheritance law in Spain. Here we can, that would be easy to be established by whom? Here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants in Madrid residences. Because here we can see what is the realities at the months, and here we can see the reality is the significant points to be noticed. Now, if any Spanish government would apply the Sharia inheritance law in the Madrid, the Spanish capital city, here of course it is the significant point that 5.6 million Spanish Christian residents in Madrid would reject it as a referendum. But what about here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be 67% residents of Madrid, the Spanish capital city, where the original 33% would be 5.6 million original Spanish citizens. And now in these cases here we can see now what is the referendums at the moment. In these cases that would be the significant points. According with the referendums here that is the very dangerous moments. Well, according with referendums here 33% would reject the Islamic Sharia law. Here we can see this one is 33%. Madrid residents would reject Islamic inheritance Sharia law in Madrid, capital city of Spain. And on the other hand, in the referendum elections, here 67% would accept the Islamic inheritance Sharia law in Spain, where that would be almost 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants. Now here we can see I contains 2 minutes because here is the Azan, then I would fix it. Okay. Okay. Now in this process here we can see I think I have fixed the points, and now let's check at the moments. Well, now let's check it what is going on. And now here I would reply the Adams. Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Adonai, Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Adonai, Ashhadu anna Prophet Moses Rasulullah Adonai, Ashhadu anna Prophet Moses Rasulullah Adonai. Ayyalal Yodi Salat, Ayyalal Yodi Salat, Ayyalal Yodi Jalal, Ayyalal Yodi Jalal. Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, la ilaha illa Adonai. Okay. Now here we can see my Azan reply has been complete. And now In this cases, here is the points. Now here is that 67% of Madrid residents would accept Islamic Sharia law in as an Sharia inheritance law. And who would be the 67% residents of Madrid? They would be 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants. And now here is the moment that points. Well, it is their significant. It is illegal Bangladeshi immigrants is the easy way to establish Sharia inheritance law in Madrid, the Spanish capital city. Because in what about the other countries like an illegal Saudi immigrants or illegal Iranian immigrants? Well, they would establish a Sharia law when 50% would be the original Sharia law and 50% would be the counterfeit Sharia law. Even the several Iranian illegal immigrants would not be dedicated to accept the Islamic Sharia law, in Sharia inheritance law in Spain, where that is clearly states that sons get inheritance double than women's daughters. And now in these cases, there is the points. Now here it is the significant terms we could notify. And now let's come into the points. Here is the reason that why at the lowest velocity to be 12,000 km per second, where driving distance is 12,000 kilometers and driving time to be 1 second. There is the reason that why Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares choose the illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to be Madrid residentials, where Madrid is the Spanish capital city, and here carrier car of 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrant would contain the kinetic power to be 403.2 quadrillions megawatt, with the driving time would to be 1 second. And now let's take the points. Well, here we can see when driving timing is 1 second, here driving distance to be 12,000 km is the defined as a velocity. And in this case, here is the moments, hence the kinetic energy begins kinetic powers. And here is my question, that what would be their fuel volumes, where fuel chosen by Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares would be petrols. And now here is the significant calculate points. Now here we can see the calculation is right there. Now here we can notify as the calculations. My other eye. Now let's come into the backs. And now in these cases at the moments, well, here I would contain the 1 minute. Okay. Now calculations would be 400. I have a guess. 4032 multiplied by 10 to the power 20 joule as a kinetic energy. That can be divided by words. Here that can be divided by, well, bracket of 100 multiplied by 0.7778 joule per kilogram per kelvins. And now here we can see these points. Well, 4032 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. Here the calculation begins. 4032 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. That can be divided by, well, 0.7778. Okay. And now here is the moments. That is almost 5.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 um, liters of petrols. That means it is almost here. What? It is almost 5.2 million gallons liter of petrol. And now here is the moments when the cost of 1 liter petrol is 2 United States dollars. Then what is here 5.2 liters petrol cost? That would be 10.4 United States dollars. That means here 5.2 million quadrillion liter petrol cost here 10.4 million quadrillion United States dollars. And now this case is the moments. And here is the points. Now let's check at the momentums as we could get the justifieds. And now let's check it. What's going on? Now we can see 10.4 million quadrillion United States dollars is the petrol cost to carry here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants as an unable to be Madrid residents. Then what is the meaning of 2.05 trillion United States dollars as in Spanish gross domestic products? And now here we can see actually there is the questions as the moments. Okay, now let's go to the answers. Let's get the points to notice. Well, for now here 1 million quadrillion can be divided by 1 billion, hence the result would be 1 balance. I mean times. And now here we can see, now here is the questions that what is the value of 10.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 that can be divided by 2.05. And now let's check at the moments. Now let's content the answers. And now here you can see, well, and now here I could notify that significant points 10.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 that can be divided by words. That can be divided by here 2.05 high. And here we can see that is the points here we can notify it is almost 5.073 balance 170,732. That would be approximately here 5.08 balance tons. That means here we can see these points. Now let's check at the moments here. Well, Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares, the communist women to be director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers, is dedicated to destroy Spanish gross domestic products with here 5.08 balance times to carry here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants from departure to be Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, to arrival to be here Madrid to be the Spanish capital city, where in the Madrid referendums it would be clarified the points. Here is the insurance that 67% Madrid residentials would accept the Sharia inheritance law in Madrid, the Spanish capital city. And now here is the points. Who was 67%? That would be here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants, and they are carried anti-national Spanish card under the command of Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares would be 2.8 millions, where the velocity would be 12,000 kilometers per second. And now, here is the discussion of the 12,000 kilometers per second at the moment. And now, what if here velocity would be, well, 240,000 kilometers per second. I mean, what if here velocity would be here 80% of the velocity of light? Okay. Now here we can see ratio between here velocity of car square divided by velocity of light square would be 0.64, because your velocity of car to carry illegal Bangladeshi immigrant would be 240,000 kilometers per second, where driving distance is 12,000 kilometers. Now here is the significant questions, and that we have to understand it. And now what is 12 divided by 240? And now let's check at the points. That would be 0.05 seconds. And now what is 1 divided by 0.05 seconds? That would be 20 second inverse ones. Okay. And now let's check at the points. Here is the point to be noticed. What is the value of lambda subtract by 1? That would be the significant discussions. And here I would state to you that what are the kinds. Here the method would be here Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers, where Albert Einstein is a German Jewish country to support the sovereignty of Israel, where Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares is pro-Palestine. Okay? Now let's check at the moments what's going on. Okay. Now let's check at the points to be noticed, my lords. Here we could see there's the times to be notified. Okay. Now here is 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by 0.64 enter times, well, bracket close. And now here we can see what is the meaning of that. See, in this case is the value of lambda is 1.67. And now let's check at the moments what is the value of lambda subtract by 1. In this point here is a clear cut moments that would be here. Well, in this clear the value of lambda subtract by 1 is 0.67, where the velocity of car to bring here 11.2 million Bangladeshi illegal immigrants from Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, to Madrid, the capital city of Spain, to establish Sharia law in the Madrid referendums. And now let's check at the moments. That is the concern of here Madrid sovereignty, particularly that is the concern of the Spanish sovereignty, because Madrid is Spanish capital city. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Well, here we can see icon contents and discussions that what is here our discussion would be what is the statistic energy of 2.8 million anti-national Spanish under the command of Esperanza Casteleiro to bring here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants. In that cases, there would be the significant points. Well, that would be can be dangerous. Okay. Now in this cases here we can notify, so here that would be here Well, one car's complete weight is 2000 kilograms, and here complete weight of 2.8 million car complete weight is here 28 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 10 cube. That would be here 56 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 kilograms. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. What is the statistic energy of 2.8 million Spanish anti-national card? Now let's check it. The calculation is 56 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 multiplied by here 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Now let's check at the moments. And in this cases, what is 8 sum by 16? I have to write here 56 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Where we know that 16 sum by 8 is here 8 multiplied by bracket of 1 sum by 2 bracket close, that would be 24. And now in this case is now what about the points of the calculation to be here 56 multiplied by 9, that would be here 56 multiplied by bracket of 10 subtract by 1 bracket close. And now here we can see 560 subtract by 56. Now what is 60 subtract by 56? That is 10 subtract by 6, that would be 4. And now in this case 560 subtract by 56 would be 504. And now in this case here we could say, well, the statistic energy of 2.8 million Spanish car to bring 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be here 504 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 joules. And now let's check at the moments what's going on the points. Now in these cases, here we could see that would be this okay for us. Well, what is the kinetic energy of 2.8 million Spanish car to bring here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants? That would be the calculation would be 504 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 multiplied by 0.67 as the kinetic energies calculations. Now let's check at the moments, and here we could see that's the dangerous points. Okay, and now let's check at the moments here 504 multiplied by 10 to the power 24. Okay, that can be here okay, now let's check it. That can be multiplied by words 0.67. That is here what is 0.67? Now let's count here 504 multiplied by 10 to the power 24. Now enter multiple by 3. Okay, now what is the meaning of that? Here, that would be almost multiple by 10 to the power 24 joules. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Well, what is the meaning of 336 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 joules when the driving time would be 0.05 seconds. And now let's check it. I have 36 multiplied by 10 to the power. Yes, the driving time would be 0.05 seconds. And here calculation would be here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 divided by 0.05 seconds. That means it would be 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 multiplied by 20 second s inverse 1. And now here we can see. Now let's check at the moments what's going on. Well, that would be almost words 6.72 multiplied by 10 to the power 27 watts. That is, now here you can see that here almost, well, 6.72 octillion watts. But now let's check the moments. What is 27? That is 21 sum by 6. And now what is 21? That is 6 sum by 15. And here that would be here clearly cut moments. That is almost, well, 6.72 million quadrillions megawatts. Okay. Now we can see you have to calculate the points. What is the comparisons of the Spanish annual electric productions? Okay. And now let's get the points. In this cases, well, what would be the fuel cost? Where fuel is petrol, and cost is $2 per 1 liter petrol. Now, before that, we have to calculate the fuel volumes, because fuel is petrol chosen by Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares to be the women to be director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers. And now here we can see when the topic is about Spanish National Intelligence Centers, when what is the fuel volume? Here we can see the calculations. Okay, calculation is 336 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 joules as the kinetic energy of 2.8 million Spanish international car divided by bracket of 100 multiplied by 0.7778 bracket close. Here 0.7778 is the kilogram per liter as a density of petrols, and what is 100? That is your multiplication between specific heat of petrol and highest temperature difference, where highest temperature difference is 50 and petrol specific heat is 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. Hence 2 multiplied by 50 is always hundreds. Okay, now here you can see the points. Their calculations became what? In this case, your calculations became here 336 multiplied by 10 to the power 22 joule, 22 divided by 0.7778. And now let's check this. What is the magics? In this cases, well, 336 multiplied by, okay. Now here is the moments to be notified. 336 multiplied by 10 to the power 22. That can be here divided by 0.7778. Now let's check this. What's the meaning of the points? It is almost that would be clear. It is almost here. Well, 4.32 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 liters of petrols. And now let's check the moments. Okay, now here is the contents at the moments that come at the points. What is 24? That is here 9 sum by 15. That means it is the clear-cut moments here. Well, 4. Here petrol cost would be 4.32 multiple. Here petrol cost would be here 4.32 balance quadrillions liters of petrol. Now when we can see 1 liter petrol cost to United States dollars, well here indeed here we can see the cost of 4.32 liters of petrol cost, well 8.64 United States dollars. That means here 4.32 billion quadrillions United States dollars cost here 8.64 balance quadrillion United States dollars of 4.3 billion quadrillion liter of petrol. But now, in that cases, when the Spanish gross domestic product is 2.05 trillion United States dollars, then what is the meaning of the cost of here petrol to be 8.64 billion quadrillion United States dollars as a cost of 4.32 billion quadrillion liter of petrol. And now let's take the moments. Well. What is billion quadrillion? That is 10 to the power 24. We know. And now what is 1 trillion? That is this 10 to the power 12. Now in these cases, what is 24 subtracted by 12? That is 12 multiplied by bracket of 2 subtracted by 1 bracket close. That is your 12. Now simple here 1 billion quadrillion can be divided by 1 trillion and result would be 1 trillion. And now here we can see what is the calculation of 8.64 trillion divided by 2.05. Now let's check it. Here is the significant matrix at the points. Well, here we can see now it is cases 8.64 well multiple by 10 to the power 12. Well that can be divided by what? Here that can be divided by 2.05. Now let's check it. What is the meaning of that? Okay, now that would be here 4.22 multiplied by 10 to the power 12. That means here almost approximately it would be 4.22 trillion. Now that means here we can see this is the significant points. Well, here we could notify. Well, Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares is dedicated to destroy here destroy Spanish gross domestic product with the 4.22 trillion tons to spend on 4.32 billion quadrillion liter of petrol to bring here 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to arrival to be Madrid, the Spanish capital city, with a velocity of 80% velocity of light, where driving timing would be 0.05 seconds and the driving distance would be what is the driving distance? That would be 12,000 kilometers. Now in these cases, when velocity of car to bring 11.2 million here illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be the velocity to be 80% velocity of light. Hence here we can see at the driving distance of 12,000 kilometers, here departure time from Dhaka, the Bangladeshi capital city, would be here morning 6 o'clock, August 9, 2026, and here arrival time on Madrid, the Spanish capital city, on the same time zone would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.05 second past August 9, 2026. And now here we can see the points. It is the fastest moment, it is the fastest way automobile motions for 11.2 million illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to establish Sharia law in Madrid, the Spanish capital city, through the referendums where 67% vote is accept and X vote for accept and 33% vote is vote for rejects. And now here we can see, well, that is the significant threats. As soon as possible we could notify. And now in this case, well, it is here the negative points of referendum system where the directors of Spanish National Intelligence Center is here women to be Esperanza, Casteleiro, Liamazares. And now that is the significant threat at the moment. And this threat is as a concerning point for the Spanish sovereignty. And now in this case, here is the moment. We want Spain as a Christian country, and here we regard Spain as a Christian sovereignty. So see you then, here, Khuda Hafiz, love you. And now we can see the behavior from 11.2 million illegal immigrants from any Muslim countries where they are planned to be bought under the plan of here Esperanza Casteleiro Liamazares, the Spanish women to be director of Spanish National Intelligence Centers. Okay. Now let's check it. So now I would go to sleep. And now today is now my time is here 5 o'clock. I mean evening 5 o'clock, August 9, 2026, and evening 4 o'clock, August 9, 2026. Here I contents and adhans. Okay, see you then. And I have to contents and well evening meals. Well, I will sleep now.